Hey David, really big improvements with your caricature. I really like how you simplified parts of it. Um, so you still may want to work with some of the sizing of the computer, the cables, and also the placement. You might want to, put them coming out of the front. Let me show you that one image if I can find it. Second. Yeah, you can kind of see how he has these coming out, and then this little bit of this detail that he drew in here with some black. It's just a really nice little touch, but really big improvements. So with the background, I think the concept's making progress, but you can't use images that have the watermark, that Shutterstock type. That's called a watermark. So those unfortunately have to go because they're all like Shutterstock. So what you could do is you could search on Google image search and search for words with like wallpaper or just a second. So I searched for wallpaper computer because wallpaper will give you a bigger image, or you can put like background. Oh shoot. So and computer's not really a good, that's not really a good search term. I mean, even something like that's kind of cool. You want to stay away from busy stuff like that. This one's slightly cool. So I mean, that could just be your start for. I mean, this right here is kind of an overused image. Students tend to use it a lot, and it's kind of overdone. So, if you could look for something more unique, it'll actually help your design quite a bit. That's too small, but stuff like, I don't know, you don't want to rely just on an image. So whatever you choose, you might want to do some extra work on it. Let me see, computer environment. Oh God, I can't spell, can I? Jesus. Well, that's not really a computer environment, but again, you kind of, well, this is kind of cool, really, but this has got so much art to it that it'll dominate your caricature. So I don't know why all these nature shots came up. Again, but you can think of like office environment, and you can also do background. Background will give you larger images too. So background. So again, you can see. I mean, you can kind of get an idea. You don't want to choose something super flat like this because your computer character is in a space. It's in a three-dimensional space. I mean, it's in a two-dimensional space that's meant to be looking like 3 dimensions. So again, just do some searches of your own. And the better you get with doing keyword searches, even that's kind of cool, really. The better you get with doing keyword searches, the better you're going to be in general, just in your career and life in general. I mean, it takes a while, but you can really get some good results. So I'm just turning those off. And I'm going to put these in a folder so I can move it a little bit and try to give you a few pointers. My nose is so stuffed, I'm really sorry. I don't know why. I think it's allergies. So another thing too is some of these, like this computer, your tower, could use maybe a levels. So again, you know how to do that already from prior weeks, and it's non-destructive. So I'm going to click levels down here. And then if you move it over, you can make it brighter. You can give it more contrast. You can make it darker. Just play around around with the way you might want some of these to look. And then I'm going to clip it so it only affects the layer right under it, right? So let's see if that makes a difference. Well, a little bit, even though I kind of like the dark one even too. So maybe try there's so many of them. Brightness, contrast. You could try. So then I would try the arm thing, and if you want. If you had this cable here, you could actually make it bigger too, so it would look like it would come forward. I really like though the way that it's going so far, and just continue to keep, just keep moving, the the monitor thing around. Um, I mean, I love the angles, how this is going this way and then that one's going that way. You could also work on, placement of these tubular things as well. Another suggestion I think I probably made last week too is if you put your each word in your text in its own layer, you really have a lot more freedom with what you can do with it. So again, you can put it in different in different places. You can even, in the case of this one, you can use a couple different fonts. There's just a lot of stuff that you can do. I mean, that's a really cool font. And then another thing that I think I've probably pretty much told most of you about is this site dafont.com. It's also up in the top of the threads here. So again, if you look at some of these are all free fonts that are really easy to install. So if you look at something like, this is the techno area, so let's say various. Again, we've got 88 pages of all these different cool fonts. So that's a cool one. So you don't want to make it, you don't want to go crazy because it won't be, it'll be too hard to read. You want to really think of something that's going to complement your caricature, but it's also, going to be legible. So again, that's kind of cool. So that's just that one. I mean, you can look at LCD. And again, focus really on, legibility with that. And again, there's so many other ones too. There's like, old school. There's just a lot of really cool fonts that you can. Decorative's usually way over the top and not legible. But so eroded. Anyway, so you know what I'm saying. So just that those are the next steps is to really get this working. And then if I would put my caricature, let's see, probably like this, and then I would just put like computer critter Chris right in through here, and then just find, be sure to find an image that has a good amount of negative space. And you can even use two images back to here. So he used this image, and then he used the perspective transformation tool on it, which I can show you when you put another background in. And then he has this other image in the background. Let me see if I can find some other computer one. Dun, dun, dun. She drew this herself, and she spent a lot of time. But again, the idea is to mute the background so the caricature stands out. So that's really pretty important. This text isn't very successful, but the background's okay. The caricature should be bigger. But anyway, you get the idea. So anyway, I hope you found this useful. And yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. And I would just continue to really move some of this stuff around. I'd probably even put this up like this, because I think it's going to have more unity. The overlap is perfectly fine. You could even make that a little bigger, or however you want. But yeah, but overall, it's making really good progress. Okay.